What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. It has been a really long day for me. Still in my work attire, still reeling from this day. But sun was out, it was shining. Now it's raining and crappy out, but I hope you all had a great day. I know I'm ready to talk some birds, so let's do that here tonight. But got a little something special brewing in the air. If you notice, well, it's free agent season. So all of you sickos out here, I know throughout sicko season, you like to have all the information you possibly can. And we went over the Eagles roster. All of the Eagles free agents, broke down each and every one of them, projected their money, everything you needed to know about them. And then, of course, talked about the cap space, how we can create cap space, all that stuff. So go check those videos out. But free agency is literally a couple weeks away. March 10th, the tampering period begins. 14th is when it actually goes down. Now, I'm going to try to have one of these out each day. I'm going to do my best as much as I possibly can here leading up into free agency. So as we do each year, we go through each position. And in doing that, we look at the Eagles cap space. We look at their current situation. Tonight, we're talking quarterbacks, so we'll talk the quarterback situation. Then we'll look at all of the free agents that are available and then the top fits for the Eagles. So each position, we will do this. This will give us a better idea. I will mention how I feel about the draft, that position. So tonight we're here to talk about quarterbacks. We're starting it off with my number one position. We talk about positions of strength. This is the top one for me, and I feel pretty confident. But we go through every position just for you guys to be able to get a look. And again, if you miss any of those shows, go check them out. But we're here tonight to talk about quarterbacks, so I appreciate you all taking the time, hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing. Love to hear your thoughts. You have anything on your mind on what I'm saying, you got something else, whatever it is, love to hear from you, but let's talk some birds. So, of course, the most important thing to know is the cap situation for the Eagles. So each video, if anything changes, I'll let you know, but I want you to know that we do have cap space, and we can sign anybody that we want to. I hear all of it now. I don't mean you can sign everybody that you want to because, that obviously there's a real life thing in cap space. You hear it all the time. It's not real. Yeah, it is, just because I don't understand it. But, you got to get who is key here. Zach Bond, that's, pretty much one of the most key players you can have. But who else, do you spend your money on? Where else, do you put money into? So we'll talk about that throughout this entire offseason. But for me, the quarterback situation, not one where you really need to worry about having a lot of cap space for because, well, you've already got things locked up. And, you hear, well, Jalen Hurts contract. Yeah, we know how Jalen Hurts contract is laid out because I made a video as soon as it got signed, how it works and how that money each year, those restructures are already built into his contract where it's saving cap space. So they look at, the average money where they're not seeing, it's not a large cap hit. This is something we go over every year with all this stuff, and people just, God help us all. But I think, we all know Jalen Hurts is QB1, and, there's still doubters, still people being weirdos, but a $21.8 million cap hit is not that bad at all. So I think regardless of what people say, he just won a Super Bowl. He won the MVP. This dude is the truth. Love this mother effer. And obviously, from day one, have tried to get people on board with him. So really excited to see what the future holds because, again, he's still very young and he's only going to get better. So, yeah, that excites me just a little bit there. But, looking at his backup, someone like Kenny Pickett, you traded last year for him. He's got a $2.6 million cap hit. But Tanner McKee behind him, this kid going into his third year, I think, he's really shown he could be the backup quarterback here. So, this is where free agent quarterbacks do become a little interesting. So, you could trade Kenny Pickett, and you see Ian Book there was a free agent. There's no reserve future signings for the Eagles there at that position. So those three guys are what we have right now. Now, maybe you bring someone in, a free agent, and you give them a shot to compete. Maybe you see, okay, hey, Tanner is that guy. We could try to trade Kenny Pickett for something. So maybe you get something in return. You have Tanner, and then you have a veteran guy as your third quarterback. A lot of things could happen, but that's what I would try to do. I really do like Tanner, and I'm pleased with him being QB2 if that happens. So we'll see. But let's get into these free agents, and let's talk about some of these players that are potential Eagles or just all the free agents that you could possibly see. So each year we do this, I like to break it down where we're not talking about all these guys in the same sentence, because, exclusive rights free agents are guys that, 2 years accrued or under. And I think that, they usually stick with their teams because they sign their tender or they don't play. So unless they don't get tendered, become a free agent, unrestricted. So I think, if the Giants want him, they can bring him back, and good for them. I don't want Tommy DeVito, but he is an exclusive rights free agent. And then you talk about the guys with 3 years or less, these restricted guys that can get tenders put on them. And, depending on where they were drafted, all that stuff goes into account when getting something in return. You're not going to get anything in return, but if someone tries to sign him, they can match it. We got Zappe and Ritter here. So those are your restricted guys. And then, so you see 3 guys there. So we have 34 left, and those are all unrestricted free agents. Now, I have them listed in order of how they were paid per year last year. So Sam Darnold, the highest paid guy. Then you see Sam Ehlinger, the lowest paid. So that's how it's no special other ranking there. But you can see Darnold leading the way. How funny. Last year, Kirk Cousins, another former Vikings quarterback, was the top guy. But, Darnold really played his ass off. Obviously, having Justin Jefferson helps, but maybe he gets paid by somebody. Maybe he stays in Minnesota. But you got guys like Wilson and Lance, with high hopes that didn't really pan out yet. Who knows if they ever will. Got good backups in Brissett and Mariota who can come in if need be. Locke, Stidham, Justin Fields is there. Flacco, Jameis Winston, Mac Jones. So some intriguing names there. Garoppolo, Keenum. You got, back-end guys like Carson Wentz there. Nick Mullins, Jeff Driscoll. So look, Russell Wilson over there, like right above Teddy Bridgewater. So he wasn't getting paid much last year. You see Daniel Jones there on the list all the way to the right as well. But look, serviceable backups here, and that's what we're looking for. A QB3, in my opinion. And we do this, with the draft stuff. If you've never seen this show, I talk about what the Eagles should look for. I'm not talking about, Sam Darnold, because, well, the Eagles don't need Sam Darnold. So that's why we talk about fits. So each year we do this, and I appreciate you sickos who are always tuning in. You know how this goes. You have any thoughts? I'd love to hear from you. But I only picked 3 for the quarterback position because, honestly, I don't care about any of them. But, I will do this for each position. You'll have more for, the wide receivers when there's 370 of them. So we'll talk about all of that. But let's get into these top fits for the Philadelphia Eagles. And again, for me, I'm looking for a QB3 who can push to be that QB2. That'd be great. More of a veteran type player. Let's talk about those players. Now, we got a guy that's pushing 40 here. He's 37 years old. He's been in the league. He's played 12 years now, 6'1", 206. You can see he was getting paid, I think, a little over $3 million last year. I think he could get himself around $2.5 million. No PFF grade, did not play last year. But in 2023, he had 2 games, 2 starts. You could see 64.2 completion percentage, 291 yards, touchdown, 3 interceptions. So numbers ain't jumping off the page yet. You can see he's played for some teams there: the Texans, Rams, Vikings, Broncos, Washington Commanders, the Cleveland Browns, and the Bills. So he just returned to the Houston Texans there. This is somebody, he's got the ability to use his legs. He's somebody that I think is a veteran player that you could get for cheap, and he's got the skill set that you could use in this, offense in the preseason, things like that. And if he makes the squad, great. If he doesn't beat out Kenny Pickett, we keep him. I'm fine with that too. But one of the names that, I do enjoy Case Keenum's game. So wanted to toss him on there. Up next, Josh Johnson. Now, this is a dude that actually is almost 40, just turned 39 there. 6'4", 238. 14 years he has played in. Look at the bottom, dude. He's played for the Bucs, the Browns, the Bengals, Colts, Niners, the Bills, Ravens, Giants, Texans, Commanders, Lions, Jets, Broncos, and back to Baltimore this past season. So, holy hell. Now, when they were whooping up on teams, he did have an opportunity to play in 6 games. You could see 3 passes completed out of 3 attempts, 17 yards. Whoa. And 4 rushes for 1 yard. So really didn't do too much there, but I do enjoy Josh Johnson's game. And I think, one of those bigger type he's kind of like a blend between Tanner McKee and Jalen Hurts there. So not a great PFF grade. This is not a great quarterback. This is a guy, again, QB3, bringing some competition. Looking at that list, money-wise, this is a dude you could get for cheap, and I wouldn't be mad at it. Now, number 1, I've got Tyler Snoop Huntley, another former Baltimore Raven quarterback who most recently played for the Miami Dolphins, and he had 5 starts last season, and you can see 86 completions, 133 attempts, so that's 64.7 completion percentage there, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, and he had 829 yards, ran the ball for 135 yards, had 2 rush touchdowns, so he's got another one of those versatile skill sets. He's much younger, 27 years old, so he's got 5 years experience, though, so he has been in the league. Not great PFF grades. We're not looking at stats because, again, we're looking for a QB3, in my opinion. And, you can see here, 1.5 mil, dirt cheap for a backup. Probably get him for $1 million if you wanted. Hell, if you want to really, you can bring back Ian Book, and I don't give a damn because, again, the quarterback's position for me is the strongest position for the Eagles. So, again, I'm talking under the idea that you could trade Kenny Pickett, get something in return, day 3 pick, whatever. So that's all I've got for you when it comes to the quarterbacks. We're going to go through this free agent process. We'll talk about running backs tomorrow. Then we'll get into the receivers this weekend, tight ends. Of course, I skipped Friday because Fan Friday after work. I'm looking forward to that one. But we'll go through all the offense, then we'll get into the defense. I'll even dabble with the special teams as always. So, and again, if you're, wanting to see what's going on with the Eagles at any of these positions, you can go back and check some of these shows out that I put out there, all the information you need to know about the Eagles for this offseason. But again, that's all I've got for you. If you enjoyed this content, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this bad boy, subscribe, and join the family. And you know how it goes. You guys need anything at all. You got anything going on in life, you just need a friend, I'm always here for you guys. Reach out, any of these platforms, comment, whatever it is, let me know. I want to be here for you guys as you always are for me. Hope you guys are having a great day, a great week. It's almost the weekend. Can't wait for Fan Friday to see your asses live. But we'll be talking running backs tomorrow. So hope to hear from you on this one and throughout this process. But free agency is almost here. Getting excited and ready to see who we re-sign as well. Obviously, I know most of you are also. But have yourselves a great rest of your night. Until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always,